After Thanksgiving, man. Everybody know that.
And after Thanksgiving.
Travis Kelce's message to Taylor Swift was clear and heartfelt as the Kansas City Chiefs geared up for a crucial contest, set to face the Denver Broncos on the road this Sunday, November 16th. The Chiefs, hungry for redemption, carried the sting of their recent defeat by the Buffalo Bills back on November 2nd. Having just emerged from a much-needed bye week, the kind of break that teams hope will reset their momentum. Now, with a 5-4 record, Kansas City found itself in unfamiliar territory, entering a matchup where they weren't favored, up against a Broncos squad boasting an impressive 8-2 record and holding the number 1 spot in the AFC West. The dynamic between these two teams had shifted. The Chiefs, who once dominated the division, were now fighting to regain their foothold. Every player on the Kansas City roster was a crucial piece, but the spotlight inevitably fell on Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, the duo who had become the very heartbeat of this franchise, the faces of hope and determination for Chiefs fans everywhere. Their leadership was never more essential than in moments like these, when the stakes ran high and the odds seemed stacked. On Thursday, November 13th, the Chiefs' official X account dropped a hype video fronted by team reporter Matt McMullen, who underscored the remarkable post-bye record of head coach Andy Reid. 22 wins and just 4 losses overall, with a 6-1 mark in the Mahomes era, a stat line that inspired confidence even in the face of adversity. The video itself was a montage of intensity, from Kelce's relentless runs to Mahomes' pinpoint passes, Rassie Rice breaking away from defenders, and the entire squad locked in and hungry. Fans flocked to comment, energizing the atmosphere with declarations about the team's determination and their desire to get the season back on track. Meanwhile, the Broncos' rise to prominence couldn't be ignored. Denver, led by quarterback Bo Nix, had become a defensive juggernaut, sitting atop the division with a relentless unit that held opponents to just 17.3 points per game and stood tall as the league's top red zone defense. With so much at stake, Mahomes acknowledged the challenge in a Wednesday press conference, pointing out that the Broncos, as division leaders, had managed to create separation from the Chiefs in the standings. He emphasized the importance of divisional games, reiterating that the team's primary goal was always to claim the AFC West crown, and that Denver was a formidable opponent deserving of respect, especially on their home turf. Mahomes called for his squad to elevate their game after the bye, to string together a week of focus, high-energy practice, and then leave it all on the field in Denver, determined to silence the home crowd and come away with a vital win. The tension around the matchup wasn't just brewing in Kansas City. Over at Broncos headquarters in Englewood, Colorado, the word pressure hung in the air, swirling with both anticipation and expectation. The Denver defense, drawing comparisons to the legendary 1984 Chicago Bears, was on a historic tear, racking up 46 sacks in just 10 games and closing in on league records. The entire city buzzed with excitement, recognizing that this was the biggest game for the franchise since Peyton Manning's last ride in Super Bowl 50. Yet, as much as the Broncos' faithful hope for a coronation, no one was popping confetti just yet. The Chiefs, after all, had claimed 9 straight AFC West titles and had been a playoff fixture, barely losing after their annual bye week. However, this time, Kansas City entered as the underdog, desperate and dangerous, facing the prospect that their postseason dreams could slip away if they didn't turn the tide now. Denver, for their part, had strung together 7 straight wins and had transformed their home field into a fortress, riding the league's longest active home winning streak at 10 games. Despite all that, bookmakers still installed the Broncos as underdogs in their own stadium, a slight that only fueled the team's motivation. The key to flipping the script, as always, would be pressure. Specifically, the kind applied on Mahomes, arguably the league's most dangerous quarterback. Denver's defense relished the challenge. Linebacker Nick Bonitto explained, never shying away from big moments, always hungry for more opportunities to showcase their style of play, no matter what the scoreboard said. Subscribe for more updates on every twist and turn in the NFL season. The Broncos' brand of football this season had been less about dominance and more about resilience, surviving close calls and ugly wins, rallying from deficits, and even losing games they had appeared to control. This gritty, survivalist mentality had raised the ultimate question hovering over the franchise. Were the Broncos truly contenders or merely pretenders riding a hot streak? Sunday's showdown against the Chiefs promised to be the ultimate measuring stick, a litmus test for just how far Denver had come and how much fight remained in Kansas City. The anticipation grew as both teams prepared for battle. In the Chiefs' camp, the mood was focused but optimistic. Mahomes led by example in practice, driving his teammates to sharpen every detail, urging them to forget past mistakes and channel their energy into a single mission: victory in Denver. Travis Kelce, always the emotional spark, kept spirits high, cracking jokes in the locker room but switching to laser focus as soon as the whistle blew. Rice, emerging as a reliable weapon, spent extra hours with the receiver's coach, determined to make a difference on Sunday. Meanwhile, Andy Reid, the mastermind behind the Chiefs' offensive schemes, reviewed film late into the night, searching for the tiniest weaknesses in Denver's vaunted defense. The Broncos, for their part, weren't resting on their laurels. Bo Nix studied the Chiefs' defensive packages, preparing for every blitz that Kansas City might throw his way. Denver's coaching staff drilled the defense on gap assignments and communication, determined to keep Mahomes in check and force the Chiefs into uncomfortable third-down situations. The city of Denver buzzed with hope, fans packing local sports bars in orange and blue, trading predictions and memories of past glories. As kickoff approached, excitement built on both sides. In Kansas City, fans rallied behind their team, sporting jerseys and painting their faces, convinced that Mahomes and Kelce could spark a turnaround. In Denver, the focus was on seizing the moment, turning home field advantage into a statement win that would echo throughout the league. When the teams finally took the field on Sunday, the intensity was palpable. The Broncos' defense came out swinging, swarming Mahomes with relentless pressure, while the Chiefs countered with quick passes and creative formations. Travis Kelce made his presence felt early, hauling in passes and celebrating each first down with trademark enthusiasm. Bo Nix, meanwhile, steadied the Denver offense, orchestrating long drives and leaning on a running game to keep the Chiefs' defense honest. The first half was a chess match, with both defenses making key stops and the score remaining tight. Every play felt like a battle, every yard earned through grit and determination. Just before halftime, Mahomes found Kelce over the middle, threading the needle between defenders for a crucial gain that set up a field goal, narrowing Denver's lead and sending the Chiefs into the locker room with a surge of momentum. In the second half, the game escalated. The Broncos, feeding off the energy of the home crowd, dialed up the pressure, bringing extra rushers and forcing Mahomes to improvise. But the Chiefs' quarterback lived for moments like these, escaping sacks and delivering pinpoint throws to his receivers. Kelce continued to be the safety valve, coming up big on third down and keeping drives alive. On the Denver sideline, Bo Nix kept his composure, finding his tight ends over the middle and using quick releases to neutralize Kansas City's blitzes. The Broncos' ground game began to wear down the Chiefs' defense, churning out tough yards and setting up play-action opportunities. As the fourth quarter began, the tension in the stadium was electric. Both teams traded blows, neither willing to back down. Mahomes engineered a masterful drive, capping it off with a touchdown pass to Rice, and the Chiefs' sideline erupted, believing the momentum had finally shifted in their favor. Denver responded with a methodical drive of their own, with Bo Nix executing a perfectly timed screen pass that went for a touchdown, reclaiming the lead and igniting the home crowd. With the clock winding down, every play carried enormous weight. The Chiefs, facing a hostile environment and a ferocious defense, refused to quit.